4 times in a row. It's got to be a black number this time.
And there we go. And we're off. We got Square One going to Bubble Man and Arispici. Gonna say no to Heat Man.
Yeah, that's Heat Man. That's a reset. So about a 6.
And there we go. Quick ban.
So Arispici basically getting penalized 6 seconds right off the start by hitting a whammy. But definitely better to lose the 6 seconds than who knows how much opting out of a stage later on.
Oh, we are not going to get our E-Tank this time because iframes will not work on that Fat Fiend if you take damage.
Oh,
but
no.
if you're going to go for that E-Tank, you got to jump on that platform in that third drop before you screen transit. Otherwise, you can forget about that E-Tank.
Well, we'll see how hammer-headed Arispici is in trying to...
There we go. He's got it now.
Alright, so Arispici able to make the drop down, and that is an E-Tank for Arispici as Square One makes their way through Bubble Man's stage.
Yes, by psychic projections to Arispici ended up working.
Now, it looks like those Lightning Lords are Buster immune, so Arispici going to lose a little bit of time having to navigate that little hurdle. But here we go into the second half of the Quick Beams.
Meanwhile, Square One is about to enter the Bubble Man room, and we'll see who our first Robot Master of the Seed is. And it's going to be a hot boil, as we got Heat Man in Bubble Man's room. Oh, Ari, what are you doing? Why would you pause there?
Oof. Oh, that's well, Arispici started off with serving up resetty spaghetti, and it looks like we're getting a second dish of ripperonis for Arispici there.
Meanwhile, Square One taking down Heat Man in Bubble Room, and is about to go through the metal stage next.
So we're going to pick up a safety sludge for Square One. And I don't think he has item 2 this time, so I'm not sure if he'll pick up the second E-Tank later on in the stage or not.
Ooh, that's one beefy toad there. Anything more than, to me, anything that takes more than 3 shots from the Buster is beefy.
That's not really a bad way of thinking about it. If I could avoid something that takes that many shots, I think that's the preferred cause of action, as trying to whittle it down is just more time-consuming. Arispici finding Metal Man.
Yeah, he does have that E-Tank, so if he's going to take one, he'll have to take one in this fight.
Yeah, the
or
E-Tank,
just not listen to me.
Tank. So that should be a game over. Oh no, we got the extra life.
Yeah, he had the extra life, and then he lost it twice. So he has, I believe, 2 more left, but he's going to give Metal. Meanwhile, are those Metroids Buster immune? He's with all the sprites on the screen. It's hard to tell what is working and what is not.
Oh, getting top. So
he does have 0 lives right now.
Yeah, Square One gonna abandon ship on the second safety sludge. I think it would actually cost him a death. So not gonna opt into trading about 2.5 minutes for what could potentially end up being 2 or 3 E-Tanks later on down the road.
Alright, we find ourselves Bubble Man in Metal Room. This time, not a Huggles.
Yeah, this is slightly easier. Square One seems to be a little gun-shy. Perhaps the previous seed giving a little bit of a issue with that Bubble Man. A lot of the shots ended up being faced the wrong way and actually missing.
He did pick up item 3 from that stage, and we're moving on to Heatman stage. It says, let's see if Square One will say no to this stage or not. We'll find out probably in a few moments here. But we do have Joe. We do have the Joe army here.
Oh, I want no part of this. But
And it's a good thing you're not running then.
Yeah. This would be items. How do I get out of this nonsense? The problem isn't so much the Joes, it's the sprite limit and the lag that is just going to be... And now...
Oh, that's death. Oh, he just barely gets that D-boost off the Joe in the lava, and he's going to maybe escape from this first.
This Crash Man on Arispici's side spends half its time on the bottom of the stage with we were talking about it last seed where Crash Man just goes through the roof with the only barrier being the bottom floor. Crash Man will wrap around, bounce his head off of the floor above him, and then jump back down.
But he does get out of it, and we're in the Airman stage in the salmon-colored skies. Definitely still a much better enemy set than the first scene.
Well, we could have a hidden metal crush in the clouds. You should be able to see the chain, but there are spots where it's going to be difficult.
But he is at the halfway point now as we speak. Square One gonna do the jump with the Yoku blocks here. As he only has item 3, he doesn't have item 2 yet.
Well, item 3 hasn't really done him wrong, as Square One used the item 3 to get past the walls. I don't know if he did much in the way of crash wall testing. I didn't see any walls get destroyed.
No, he did not. He didn't take the time.
So Square One just making his way through the Yoku section.
Ooh, and Arispici getting bodied by a crab and it takes a fall. And a game over.
For 2, ouch. That was not very far from the door. Unfortunate.
But he's going to move on.
Out.
Alright, so he's going to deal with Bowling. Square One seeing Flashman in Heatman's room. Not much of a jumper this time. He is a speedy boy, though.
Speedy Boy isn't too hard to deal with, as Square One gets rid of him fairly easy.
Yeah, because if he's a speedy boy, he'll, run into you, run right past you. But you can just start inserting lemons as many and as fast as you can into him. But he takes them down all the same. It's going to move on to Flashman stage. And I believe this is our second time seeing the Lobster Bisque Bubbleman stage today.
Oh no! Arispici, I think, was assuming he was going to smack into the shrimp, and unfortunately hit the landmine at the top and exploded instead.
That's kind of more or less in a sense, if you're doing the zipless run, just timing, which we are, by the way, folks. We're in a zipless tournament this year. But basically, that's pretty much the zipless idea, is to time the jumping there, so then you don't have to go underneath. But sadly, the timing was not there.
Yeah, this is not been kind to Arispici. Definitely behind for the time being. But, Square One has avoided most of the pitfalls that Arispici has gone through, as I believe Flashman is the first stage that they will have in common between them. Well, Bubbleman as well.
Well, it's going to be one of these two first, and I think it's going to be Bogle first. But either way, our runners, well, Square One will still have at least one Robot Master up on Arispici.
Yeah, and with Heatman stage out of the way, it advantage Square One for sure. But this Crashman is seemingly uninterested in existing on the material plane, and instead going, "Hey, I'm gonna go moonwalking. See you later, there."
I will say that makes him, even though it's a longer fight, a rather easy target. Just get him as he comes down, and then he says, "Nope, my planet needs me," every time.
Yeah, unfortunately, unlike the Space Monkeys, Crashman not able to just directly beam back up to the mothership.
No, he's sadly affected by gravity. But he is in Quickman stage now as Arispici is making his way through Woodman stage.
So we have Crashman left, although Square One.
And once again, the Spanish Inquisition gets our runners.
Yeah, no real way for Square One to know that was coming.
Generally you do have an idea by that second drop, but
Square One noping out of the E-Tank route.
Yep. He'll be a little saddened by that because he likes to get, consider this my first time seeing him, he likes to get every single E-Tank he can.
Well, I hate to say this, but the way these runs have been going, the tanks have basically, been a very significant deciding factor so far in this match.
Meanwhile, Arispici about to enter the Woodman door. And we'll find out who our boss is inside this room is, and it is Airman. I wasn't sure if the tornadoes were on screen or not, but Airman giving Arispici a good enough pattern, and being Buster susceptible goes down quickly.
Alright, so Arispici into the stage, so at least so far, avoiding crash and heat, with Airman left to go as well as this stage. Square One at least the better part of a full stage ahead. We'll see if Square One is able to take down Metal Man without using the safety sludge, and there it is.
Well, he doesn't have a safety sludge because he didn't get it.
Oh, right. Yeah, he dropped down to the left to avoid the nonsense. So Square One able to fundamentally consolidate his lead here into the crash stage.
Yeah, but looks like we might have a good enemy set. We'll see in the actual elevator rooms. There was one shot man, but those two empty slots makes me think we're going to see maybe shrimp or some kind of extra enemy that we don't want to see.
Well, here we go. It's Shotman so far, so item 1 should be fairly safe.
Oh, section 2 is empty. How about section 3?
Oh, Arispici getting bonked by a Metroid, and Square One getting a free pass through the elevators.
Always like seeing that. So our Square One is going to have a relatively smooth climb here, going up the crash ladders.
Oh, Sniper Joe's like, nope, I don't want to live in this world. Bye.
Yeah, the thing about Sniper Joe's is usually when they come on screen, they do that upward motion, and they don't necessarily land on the platforms they're supposed to be.
Square One's going to have to work to get through this prop top. She's gonna have to hope.
Keep going.
Oh,
keep going.
At least.
Keep going.
Oh, he's farming for energy, which I think is a mistake.
Because this
gives Arispici some time to get back in, finishing off.
He's trying to get health more than weapon energy.
Well, energy all the same. I didn't specify weapon or Mega Man energy. You know, Mega Man energy showing up, weapon energy. May just get the weapon energy, refill the metal blades. Yeah, get both.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised he didn't spend one of those drops on his item 1 to get the E-tank up here, but he's gonna forsake that as well.
Well, we'll see soon enough. Let's see what Square 1 tries to do. He only needs one. Oh wait, he has exactly 0 item 1 energy. So yeah, that's not going to be able to pick up that E-tanks. That's 2 safety sludges that Square 1 has just not even bothered to try to get.
Now, Arispici is giving Airman another go here. They have evened up as far as number of Robot Masters taken down. But Square 1 about to take the advantage again here probably in a moment as he takes on Quickman in Crash Room.
Yeah, Arispici won't be all that far behind, at least in overall Robot Masters defeated, but Airman and Woodman are easily going to be finished in a more timely manner than Heatman and Crashman, which is 2 stages Arispici has.
Well, I can tell you where item 2 is by default now.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. The items have not been kind to our runners as Square 1 gets Metal Crushered. So Arispici gonna have a go at Woodman, and yeah, use the safety sludge. Can't mess around here, and just gonna try to burn down Woodman.
A relatively vanilla-looking Woodman. Alright, with that, Airman's done. He picks up item 2, and he still has Heat and Crash left. See, he's going to go to Heat, which I believe has item 1. Is it even randomized? So he'll have all his items when he gets to Crashman stage here.
Well, he has the most important item, which is item 2 for the Heatman stage. Getting the item 1 to then use in Crash is a little bit of a bonus gift. But Arispici, I think, is going to struggle here in this Armor Joe Nightmare Room.
Well, for whatever reason, and this is just the observation of the two seeds earlier, Arispici doesn't seem to want to test weapons whatsoever. He tends to stick with the Buster.
Yeah, you know, some people like Kamasenin, who is a Buster-only runner, and the same with Metalo, who, if I'm not mistaken, is either the record holder or a former record holder in the Buster-only category. So both of those runners are well-versed in Buster-only strategies, so it's not a surprise to me that their race is a Buster-only race, which is a special rule that both of the runners have agreed to outside of the rules of the tournament itself.
See if nope. Looks like Arispici is just going to keep going. I was going to say, let's see if he actually takes a look at the Crash Wall weakness, but looks like we're going to get the traditional look in Wily 2 when we get there. Square 1, by the way, taking down Airman in Woodman's room quickly, and he'll have Woodman's stage left. Or Airman stage left.
Yeah, Airman's stage, but it'll be Woodman at the end of it.
Yeah, our bosses in those 2 stages swap places.
So, Square 1 should have a pretty significant lead, you know, all things concerned. But then again, He could get shrimped in the second area, take a death. Arispici gonna finish off Flashman here, hopefully. No safety sludge to speak of.
I think he has the extra life, so if he dies here, he'll at least have another chance at it.
Oh no!
I'm gonna blame Arispici for wanting to hug with Flashman there. Otherwise, he had that in the bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he had it, but you know, I guess that's not the case, unfortunately. But Arispici,
well, this time he gets it.
Yeah, taking care of Flash in a flash. So Square One into the second half of the Airman stage as Arispici into Crashman.
Yeah, so quick tip here: when you got a battery of shrimp like that, let them both come out. Do not kill one. Take the damage boost and then jump onto the platform because it's a battery, and every time you kill a shrimp, another one will spawn.
Yeah, so Square One losing a little bit of time here. You know, trying to go a little too fast, maybe. Square One, it is Game 3 after all. So you make a mistake and then you try to compound the issue. Oh, Arispici missing the item 1. Gonna try that again. Arispici losing a little bit of time, but not too much, especially compared to Square One.
But Square One does get to the door, and he's going to take on Woodman here in a moment.
So we'll see how Arispici handles the prop tops in the next section, as we know they are going to be waiting for.
I don't remember who's in the third part of the crash climb, but he could potentially go left side with that item 1 and item 2. But throwing convention to the idea to win, sticking to the quote unquote safer right side.
Oh no, you're going to get sniped by the prop tops if you do that. Cannot.
And this is where once again we tell you to use your weapons. You have them.
Arispici had exactly 0% chance of succeeding in what he was trying to do there. But Square One, on the other hand, succeeding in clearing all 8 robot masters. And we are, for the third time today, being confronted by the best eyebrows in gaming. Which means it's time for round 3 of Guess the Color of That Dragon, as well as Guess the Weakness to gain some bonus points.
Oh, jeez. What can I pull from the pool this time? Screw it. We'll have a blue dragon weak to air.
I am going to go with... Ugh. You know what? It's so revolting that it has to be the right answer. I think we're going to have a Barbie World dragon. So we're going to have some pink, and, well, as always, it's bubble lead until it isn't.
I'm not going to lie, I thought you were going to go with either Heat or Leaf Shield there.
I thought about it.
Because I'll be honest with you, Bubble's not as bad as people think it is against the dragon. It's when you have to do an inverted Leaf Shield or a full charge Heat that it gets pretty bad.
I think they had to do the inverted Leaf Shield in Seed 1.
It was one of our options. I believe our other option was Heat, and I don't know. It was Heat, I think. No. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna think. I'm not gonna think about it too much. But we are coming up to the dragon as we speak.
I remember the grid, and it was Heat and Leaf Shield. So Arispici is, well, a full Wily stage behind at this point. So Square One Not that I want to see him make a mistake. Oh, there's my gray dragon. Game 1. Ay. So no Barbie World and no Buster. So here we go. Heat negative. The air shooter. Leaf shield? No, that will. Oh, something hit.
And it's not inverted this time.
So leaf shield getting there for the dragon. So Square 1 on to Wily 2.
Alright, so Arispici wanting to use that item 2 to fly across the sky, but sometimes when you got enemies like Metroids and crabs and birds, not exactly recommended.
Well, if it's bird droppings, you can actually face to the left, and the bird droppings will come from the left side instead of if you face to the right, the bird droppings come from the right. So you can manipulate the bird. However, you can't manipulate anything else when you're on the item 2.
Alright, are you looking for a little soul searching? Because Square is trying to find out what's about these.
Not crash bombing this time around.
Quick. So we got quick boomerang, weak crash balls. So that will not be our weakness for the boo beam turrets, as we are now at the checkpoint of Wily 2.
Well, first we got to get through the Picotanks, and but you are correct. Whatever the crash wall weakness is, because of how the randomizer is coded, it will not have the crash wall and the boo beam turrets using the same weapon. So it's more likely that another weapon that is much more effective in the boo beam turrets, like a metal blade or potentially leaf shield, is going to be the correct answer.
Oh, and Arispici getting sniped by the dragon, taking a death.
Oh no.
And we got a Buster weak Pico block, so that is good news no matter who you are.
Oh, maybe not so much for Arispici, because now they are a minute and a half further behind. Oh, even more so, because that's a game over for Arispici as well, so... No. 2.5, 3 minutes further behind than they were before, so... Unfortunately, Arispici now 2 full stages behind Square 1 in Game 3.
Yeah, so this just goes to show that when you're facing that dragon, the only time you want to be jumping is up to the top block. Never, never, and I can't stress this enough, never jump when you're facing the dragon.
Yeah, because then it's not Ducky that goes down the hole, it's Mega Man that goes down the hole.
I thought Arispici seems a little short with that item 1 jump, but looks like it was just enough to get to the ladder.
Yeah, bouncing off of the top there, I thought the same thing, that Arispici had got a little too short with the item 1s, and and somebody got it, the old Tiny Toons reference.
Alright, so Square 1 about to take on the Guts tank here in a moment. Arispici is going to be giving this dragon another go. I believe he's still on Leaf Shield, though. Oh, no, he's on Crash. And Crash is a weakness. And down goes the dragon.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the 2.5, 3 minutes or so that Arispici ended up murdering with that first dragon fight, we'd have a race on our hands, because we have a Buster Dozer and a Buster Pico block, so Arispici will definitely be able to make up some time, Square 1 into the Great Equalizer, into Wily 4, we're gonna need Square 1 to stumble a little bit if we're Arispici or in the Arispici cheering set.
Yeah, right now, some kind of catastrophe has to come to Square 1, because right now he's looking rather comfortable going through these stages.
Well, Arispici does find the crash wall weakness and not picking up the free guy, so saving a little bit of time over Square 1 in that particular section, although we need to find minutes, not just seconds, if we're Arispici here.
Sadly, he is a little too close to the end there. Square 1's going to have to go back to the screen below and do the climb there again. Sometimes when you make that jump, you kind of collide with the wall there at the bottom, so the screen will wrap you back down and you got to do that climb again.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I've done that plenty of times using item 2, so I'm rather familiar with it. And
this is actually not the worst, because you can damage boost off of these guys. Although they will snipe you off the ladder here if you're not careful. So Square 1's going to have to be quick with that item. Oh no.
Arispici needs to stop giving out free hugs, because he takes another death to Pico there. And sadly, there is too many sprites on screen. I cannot tell where Square 1 is.
Square 1 got sniped, but he actually made it to the elevator. Not sure how he pulled that off.
I think he got knocked down again. Let's see where he is. I don't know where he is. There he is.
He item 1 to cross. Oh, and then takes a death to this relentless assault of the Chanky Makers. This is...
Now, one thing about Chanky Makers is they are not randomized whatsoever. So you can kill those Chanky Makers in either one air shooter shot or 3 metal blades.
The problem with the air shooter, you gotta be underneath them to air shooter them. And I want no part of being in the spike pit at that part, so it's gonna have to be the metal blade if Square 1 is perceptive enough. And it looks like he is. So it looked like he got hit.
Yep.
Oh no!
So if you're rooting for Arispici, who, by the way, finds Leaf Shield for the Pico blocks, he needs to get out of that spot he's standing on right now, because those do connect. There we go.
Yeah, I think Arispici should be... No, not quite. This should be the last time he needs to move. So, it isn't the Buster, but it's close. Arispici, getting the little siesta coffee break, as it were, if we were doing Link to the Past. But Square 1, item 1ing out of the imminent danger, and should be able to through the rest of this room.
Okay. I was worried about what's the term I'm looking for? Glitch where he dies because of too many sprites on the screen. Anyway, he does make it through the anxiety room. I don't remember the thing off the top of my head, sadly.
Oh, that's alright. It didn't affect Square 1. So, Arispici in Wily 3, Square 1 into the booby turrets. I don't know if Square 1 has any free guys.
Square 1 already knows what these crash balls are weak to, and started with Crash Bomber by default.
Well, it was the Crash bomb in Game 1 and Game 2, so, you know, a little bit of confusion between each. And it looks like...
I thought I saw it flicker there. Oh, it's Bubble. Is it Bubble?
Yep. Bubble again. So Arispici through Wily 3, so Square 1 and Arispici at least 4 the technicality of a few seconds in Wily 4. So Square One into the... as Arispici now begins the assault on what we know to be a Chanky Maker-filled anxiety. So, Square One into the refight. See how this goes for Square One.
I don't have a track as far as Square One E-tags. I think he has either 1 or 2 on him.
I'm not sure he has any of them. But, we'll see if he actually menus. Maybe it was lives that he's lacking at this point, but, you know, one way or another, Square One definitely has to be careful. One way or another, you want to avoid that game over because you'll have to do this whole section. Which, if the Wily machine gets you, oh boy, not fun. Square One getting shown the business. Flash.
Alright, I believe that he's at the halfway point after this Bubble Man fight. Arispici now at the heat at the Chanky Maker section.
Oh no!
Sadly gets sniped by the top one, so use those iframes to get you through. But
I have to go.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It's through.
Oh, it's
bodied by Airman.
you hate to see it.
So Square One did have an extra guy at least, so not going to lose too much time from this. So Arispici into the turret fight, and Square One, I believe, 2 Robot Masters remaining after Woodman falls.
Arispici doing weakness hunting. We do know the crash walls are weak to boomerang, and we do know the turrets are weak to bubble. Square One now dealing with Crashman with a roof this time.
Well, Arispici finding the bubble fairly quickly. So we'll see if Arispici is able to make up some time. It's going to come down to the Wily machine at this point. If it's Buster weak, then GG, thanks for playing. I think Square One has this bag. If not, that makes things a little more complicated.
Oh, here we go. Here we're about to find out and see if your percentage goes up or down. And it looks like it's going down.
Yep, 4 and 15. So Square One should be into victory. Oh, wow, 3 safety sludges for Square One. Gonna go bye-bye there.
So you're down to 21% now.
So Arispici into the Robot Master refights as Square One about to drop down into Victory Road. There are limited options for how Square One can kind of mess this up. And it looks like Square One doing the right thing, dropping down to the right. If he doesn't have the correct energy, so what? Take the death, fall down to the left a second time, get what you need, and take care of the alien.
Alright. So, time to do some weakness hunting one more time against the alien.
Alright, so what do you think?
Hopefully it's something he has energy for, and he does have a lot of energy, and it's air. So that's a quick one. And with that, Square One wins the second match, or the third match in this best of 3. 2 out of 3 gets the win with an official SRO time of 39-32.
Alright, so let's get those GGs in chat for Square One. It is official. 2-1. Gonna take the win over Arispici as they finish out the seed, I hope. Arispici definitely giving us an interesting match. Game 2 being a back-and-forth affair. Square One winning Game 1 and Game 3 fairly comfortably, all told.
Now, real quick, because this is something just that Metal Man generally does because it's Metal Man, he just changed the music on us. And it's mainly because in his room he does a little flashing, but in the randomizer, when we get the refights, he does that, but sadly, because he does that, he also just changes the music.
I never knew that.
So instead of reversing the conveyor belt, he changes the music on us.
So, Arispici into Robot Master. I wonder if we're going to see Square One into the commentary booth. Can you check on that while Arispici finishes Wyland again?
That is exactly what I was taken care of, and we got him in our waiting room, and I'm about to pull him up.
Alright.
And joining us right now is Square One. GG's, my friend.
Hey, thank you.
Do you want to let out any frustrations?
I still just don't know how to deal with that Bubble Man in the second seed. I think I used 2 E-Tanks and still died.
Yeah, that was a bit rough.
Well,
that
if
definitely something you should watch back to see how Arispici dealt with it.
well, that's also mainly because of just the way the randomizer ended up working, but you also actually hear me give you the tip, so you can hear it back there.
Yeah. Very frustrated.
Oh, that was unfortunately what probably decided Game 2 was that massive faux pas with Bubble Man in...
Yeah, it was a huge setback. I had to do Crash Stage all over again.
Well, I don't think we can necessarily say it was Crash Man itself. It was, sadly, a mistimed bubble shot against the alien there.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah,
yeah.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
But
I knew exactly what I had to do. I just panicked.
Oh no! I mean that second game was just, you know, you should have won it, to be perfectly honest. But stuff happened, unfortunately, and Arispici was in a position to steal it away.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many situations with the fans, so I need more experience with the big fans.
Alright, so we're reaching out to Ari to see if he'll come and join us here to get his tongue lashing.
So aside from a very ugly first seed, how do you think you did execution-wise?
Pretty hit or miss. Some stages felt really good, and then some stages were just complete disaster. So I guess consistency is the main thing.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, I mentioned that damn Bubble Man in Seed 2, and I'm back to sneezing again.
And joining us now is Arispici.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Before anything is said, can I get a refund on that first seed? Can we talk to LB3?
Yeah, that was a bit rough. I even said it myself.
Yeah, to be completely honest, that kind of set me on a bad path all night. I was so tilted after that seed.
But you two can hold your heads held high, as you both ended up PBing in this last seed, according to the SRL timer.
I was happy with the third race.
So was I, actually. I mean, that third game actually came through pretty well, question mark. There was some questionable areas where I had some difficulty, and I already knew, like, probably towards the start of the game, I'm like, okay, I'm behind at this point, but I just can't let that phase me. I just gotta keep going.
So, Ari, I have to ask this question. Are you shy about using weapons?
Yes.
Well, you need to cut that out until you get the Wily stages, because you get refunds on those weapons every Robot Master stage.
See, I played Buster only for the longest time when I started doing Randomizer, so it's just a bad habit that I've been trying to get myself out of, because I'm like, okay, well, this is Buster immune, this is Buster immune, this is Buster immune. Okay, there's like 5 things Buster immune in the seed. Maybe I should try going through and trying other things, but it's still a bad habit I fall into, especially when I get into like a certain mindset, which I totally was towards the back end of those games.
Well, another thing you need to stop doing is giving out free hugs.
It's true, but I am a hugger, and a lot of the enemies in this game are as well.
Well, someone that hugging causes deaths, usually in bear hugs.
I certainly cannot blame you for that.
You know what? One of those, learning experiences, I think they're referred to, perhaps. I tried not to be too savage on you in my evaluation of your gameplay, but, I did try to give a warning in the report that I was in a cranky mood. So, we'll see.
Hey, man. You know what? You guys can hit me with anything you want. I take criticism in any form, and it only makes me better.
Well, I already hit you with my main 2 that I wanted to hit you with. I don't know if Kriko has anything else to hit you with.
Well, not really anything that wasn't already stated. I think there's a point at which you just kind of have to search for an item instead of trying to ramrod your way through a seed, especially without zips. I think even in the 3rd seed, there was a point where you tried to damage boost through 2 prop tops in the crash stage, in the ladder climb.
Yeah, not very happy about that.
Just so you know, there is a 0% chance of that ever being successful.
Okay, so I can tell you exactly what happened on that ladder climb that really, really threw me off. Was I got hit down halfway down the ladder, and I probably could have made it up, but I hit A because I thought I dropped all the way, and as soon as that happened, I'm just like, okay, I'm dead. This is great.
Because the prop tops, when you get to the top of the ladder and you think you're about to screen transition, that's when they jump up and they get you and knock you back down. So that, unfortunately, I don't think is a situation you can avoid without outside interference, as it were.
Yeah, and I think, what was it, the second time I went through there, I used Time Stopper, because I'm just like, I'm done with this. Yep. Hindsight's 20/20, for sure. But anyways, I do want to say big GG's, great match, Square One. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you. GG.
So, what do you think? Who's your remaining opponent?
Dang it. I'm gonna get destroyed.
Oh, boy. So, Square One, you got one win. Do you think you can pull off the upset against, well, since I'm unfamiliar with you, Charlie Boy's been there from the start, Daggett's been there from the start.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely. if I could even take a game off either of those guys, it'll be very lucky. But I guess anything could happen. But I'm not getting my hopes up.
Just, I guess, out of curiosity, then, if you don't mind my asking, how long have you been playing the randomizer?
I played it a lot like last year, and then I didn't really touch it again until like last week. And
Okay.
so I've been doing quite a few seeds this week, but really haven't put like a whole lot of time into it.
Okay, because I mean, you did pick up the win, so that means if you can steal one away from Daggett or Charlie Boy, that could see you through into the knockout round.
Yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up, but wishful. I don't know.
Well, hey, it's something to strive for.
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, I'll be rooting for you since, at least from my point of view, I would say you're a significant underdog, to be blunt about it. But you know what?
Oh yeah, it's true.
Sometimes you just happen to get through a part of the stage where your opponent struggles mightily, and next thing you know, oops, thank you, I steal this one away. You know, opponent takes a death to a dragon, gets set, 2 minutes back from it. Not to say that didn't happen at all this particular match.
No, not at all.
So,
But-
stuff happened.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm pretty sure that may have happened in Game 2 as well. But, that's something that I'm going to be looking back on and stewing over for weeks on end.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's all right.
Well-
it's called studying, and getting better.
Trial by combat, I think.
I would say it's more trial by error, but
Fair enough.
But no, I mean, I had a great time tonight. It was so much fun. Like, I haven't been this amped up in quite a while, so it was good to get my energy going again, because it's been a long time.
Well, I hope to see you over on this side of things a couple more times as the tournament develops. But fully understand why you weren't doing any commentary.
Well, I saw that Siberian Bowl was the only one signed up for this race. I'm like, well, I can't really race and commentate at the same time. I mean, I talk a lot when I'm running, but...
Well,
Oh,
I
I was
don't know if
I
we're
was-
allowed to broadcast that on SpeedGaming.
I was going to do all four. I was going to commentate, I was going to track, I was going to race, and I was going to win.
Yeah.
I love the confidence. But actually, speaking on that point, the next 3 races coming up. Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 22nd at 4 p.m. Eastern, it is Kami Senin versus Metalo in a Buster-only race that both runners have agreed on. And I will, in fact, be commentating that race alongside Prodigy. Following that, at 7 p.m. Eastern at the same day, it is going to be Square 1 versus Charlie Boy. Good luck in that race, my friend. I will be commentating that alongside Kami Senin. And, a lot more races coming up this week. Actually, 3 coming up on Thursday. So a lot of Mega Man 2 Randomizer coming up for all y'all to enjoy.
Well, with that being said, we've been here since 4 o'clock for 3 hours, and I would like to get something to eat. So don't mean to cut anyone off, but I would like to
Get out of here. I'll handle the rest. Get out.
But
Go eat something.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're hungry too. But anyway, everyone, if you haven't yet, please follow these runners. Please follow my co-commentator Frico if he wants it. Follow our tracker, good old 2% Chungus, pushing all the buttons, making us look smarter than we are. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting us, and I hope you see us for the next race.
Yeah, so I believe it's 3 o'clock tomorrow?
4. Or
4.
I get, well, 4 Eastern. Let me rephrase
Okay.
that. 4 Eastern.
Yeah, okay. So, with that said, let's give the floor to Skware one last time. If you have anything left to say, now's the time for it. Otherwise, we'll shut it down.
All I gotta say is GG. That was a lot of fun going to Game 3. It was exciting. So, GG.
Yeah, GG's, man. I agree. Like, that was an awesome time.
Yeah.
Alright, that was Skware 1 and Arispici, our runners tonight. And to recap, Skware 1 taking the victory 2-1. Arispici falls to 0-2 in the group stage. And Skware 1 takes the W, so 1-0, and I believe up against Charlie Boy tomorrow in a battle of runners that are 1-0. So hopefully we'll see a competitive match there. And I believe the winner of that match will be at least guaranteed a tiebreaker, at worst, to make it through to the group stage.
And I do have one more thing to add. I might be knocked out this year, but next year.
Unfortunately, with 2 losses, you're going to need a little bit of help.
Well, I will tell you, I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to be part of the tournament. I love commentating this tournament, or just being a part of this community in general. But next year is going to be my year. I'm looking straight in my camera right now while I say this. Prodigy,
We can't
I'm
see
coming for you.
Ooh, aiming for our inaugural 2018 champion. All right, setting the bar high.
As he would say, I will break him.
I don't know about that one, Ivan Drago. I don't think it worked out for him too well at the end of that. Just gonna put that out there. But, you know, all told, technically speaking, you are not eliminated yet. If the 2 of you are able to beat Daggett, or in some other way, shape, or form, Arispici, you will definitely have to beat Daggett. It could be a possible 3-0, making it through, and then a 1-3 tiebreaker, which is a situation that we have in Group B, possibly developing between Bob the Builder and, let's see who it is, Krebelstar, I believe. So if Bob the Builder is able to win against Krebelstar in Group B when they have their match, we will have Krebelstar, Gouda632, and Bob the Builder all at 1-3, with Siberian Bull, my commentary partner, who has abandoned ship for the night already, to get something.
I'm still here.
Oh, you are still here. Oh. Slow rolling me. Alright, that's alright. But either way, Siberian Bull is on through to the group stage, as well as Casual Tom and Prodigy. So we're going to see, as this develops, who else joins him. I believe Kama Senin is putting a strong case forward, however, not completely guaranteed a spot through. Kama Senin is 2-0 and taking on Metalo tomorrow. If Kama Senin's able to win, Kama Senin will be guaranteed a spot in the knockout stage. At that point, I think it's a matter of the remainder of Group C, D, and E developing out, as a few matches have started in those groups. With that, if there's anything else to add, now's the time for it.
Well, I would like to thank all of our viewers tonight, sticking with us for this 3-hour race. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Guys and gals, I'm not discriminatory. And thank you, Frico. Thank you, Siberian Bull, for commentating. Big props to 2% Chungus, who has taken on tracking this year, I believe, for the first time, and he's been doing an amazing job, so give him a big shout out in chat. And I hope everybody has a lovely evening, and enjoy the next race.
Alright, since I think Siberian Bull wants to head for the hills, on behalf of him and the rest of SpeedGaming, I am going to bid everyone adieu, and we're going to shut it down and make way for the next event that's going to come at 8 o'clock. I do not know what it is. I believe the schedule is somewhere, but unfortunately I cannot see it right now. With that said, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.